So, what do folks say about this?
Gray fox.
Gray fox. Okay, how
Kit
come?
fox.
Cool. We'll accept either in this case.
Oh, wow.
Now
I mean-
don't have to hit you, Dave.
So, and Dave, tell us about Kit Fox.
Okay, so I think that it's it's better.
Yep,
so
the
Kit
line.
fox have a foot that is like a red fox. They have a ton of hair in their foot. And so I went back and forth on this, but what I was seeing was
Hair.
so hair comes out from a gray fox's foot between the toes,
Right.
similar to a coyote or anything like that. On a kit fox, it actually obscures the toes. And so what I was seeing is like mud being picked up by the foot. And I was seeing a hair coming out from the middle, which wasn't really that, helpful. But see how the hair comes under the toe here? I was like, hair under the toe. This looks like kind of like a little bar almost, kind of like a red fox. And yeah, it's the right size for a gray fox. But I think the hair coming under the toe really tipped me into kit fox.
What do you think about the roundness of the toes?
Well,
Yeah.
And it's very like it's
The
not-
size.
It's not really
you
forward.
mean because kit fox toes tend to be more pointy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I went back and forth about that, and in the end, I think that I just decided that I thought it was
The hair
the
was your
hair
strongest
was.
clue.
I thought that the hair under the toes is not something that I generally see in gray fox.
Seems pretty hairy for a gray fox.
It
does.
The shape was.
Yeah, I hear that too. And the toes are just so big, and the metacarpal pad is just. I mean, I know it's obscure, but like there's still a lot there going on, and the negative space is like pretty tight in here still. And I've seen in old. This is like caked up. It used to be, really moist mud. When you make tracks in there, like there's so many little creases and fine detail and lines that get picked up that make it seem hairier. I've seen that before at least. Yeah. And yeah, so I thought it had more of a classic gray fox look.
Cool.
Size-wise?
Can we measure? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's fairly large for a kit, perhaps. Like I say, we're just going to keep this pretty simple at this point. I'll just put it right out off the bat. Can gray foxes and kit foxes be hard to tell apart?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, I think the arguments both of you guys made, both sides made, is great. We do have these big, rounder, sort of meaty toes. You've got larger heel pads showing up, a lot of space, round. But then, we do see lots of fur. But these could have been made. Do gray foxes put on fur in the wintertime when it's colder, like any other animal? Sure. So you'll get more fur in feet during colder months. Not that it gets all that cold out here, but nonetheless.
I've seen super furry gray fox.
Super,
tracks,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in Elf Mountain.
They were gray fox.
Because I was with Mark Elbrock, and I was like, no,
The
these be
go-to.
kit fox, and he's like, no, dumbass, they're and they're all big and whatever. So.
Interesting.
Anyways, we'll accept either for this case. Just going for little gray.
What do you think, Casey? Do you think it's a gray fox?
I think it's probably a gray fox.
Burns it in your brain.
Yeah.
Just because of all these features that we're seeing here.
yeah.
And with all that said,
Gray
though,
fox is great.
how does this compare to a big male gray fox when you get as big as they come? Small, right?
Yeah.
So gray foxes will get considered larger, and that just leans it more into like, ooh, you get these little gray foxes that are, where I'm from in New Mexico, I grew up mostly looking at little tracks like this, where you're just like, damn, gray foxes are tiny, and then you see the big males every now and again. But yeah, so when you get into country like this where there's kit foxes, gray foxes can be tiny. Yeah. So it's like, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. So, and especially, this is probably the better of the tracks. When you see these things in sand and stuff, just so you all know not to stress out too much about it, I'm not going to be able to tell you 100% when tracks are crummy, whether it's a kit fox or a gray fox. It's just, maybe it's possible. I don't have that skill set.
Probably the best way to indicate foot would be just a really pointy, in this
Yeah, a
same
little
substrate.
gray foxy type. Red foxy type appearance. Yeah, totally.
So
all right, cool.
Go
ahead.
I can. Well, just so for posterity here. So in Los Padres, there was a big gray fox track under that bridge. Similar thing, really furry feet that looked like red fox, right? And there was like, and I was like, it could go either way because of a very similar argument here. And at that point, you were like, definitely gray fox. And so was that just a size thing that was telling you that? Because it was a
Probably.
very similar argument around fur, and it was the palm pad wasn't super robust, the toes weren't super robust, but you and Jonah were like, no way, gray fox. So just curious, like what made you feel so?
I wish I could remember.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the question. It's the same way you guys do.
Cool.
Do you remember
sorry.
7 years ago?
No,